Lincoln.
Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM. We're streaming live on the web at WLCNonline.com. Follow us on Twitter at WLCN Sports and on Facebook. Cheap Seats Facebook page. Scott Kirby, Jake Johnston with you this morning at the Jakes.
The Jakes.
Hey, what are we giving away today?
I'll come up with something.
All right.
What do you want from me?
Well, I don't know. You gave away a blanket last week.
Yeah.
And I see the other one's still sitting there.
I do have one.
So
yeah. That is the, yeah, she took the gray one, didn't she?
So maybe we'll give that away.
You want to give that away?
Let's give it away.
All right, give it away.
Along with a
new car.
I think there's table and chairs over there.
Yeah.
I like how Coach Al says table and chairs, trying to make the wife happy when we know what he wants.
Yeah.
I want the recliner.
He wants the recliner.
We are at Jake's Furnishings, and we do have Coach Al with us this morning. Morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Little trip over to Mount Zion last night for an Apollo Conference matchup against the Braves of Mount Zion. The JV starting off, they looked pretty good last night, come away with an 80-29 win. So your JV boys are putting some points on the board. How are they looking right now?
Oh, they're playing pretty well. They're just basically getting started because they don't have a tournament at the beginning of the year. So you're going to see a lot of improvement throughout those kids. And, it's a very talented group that, they just got to keep playing. And, they're doing that. And, they can shoot the basketball. They can score it. And they scored a lot of points off of their defense last night.
So moving on to the varsity and Coach, come away with a 44-30 victory. Kind of tight there at the first. Just kind of feeling. I know every time we play Mount Zion, it always seems like a close game. It seemed like we match up pretty evenly with them. Just go over a little bit how the game went last night and how you felt the kids played.
Well, I thought we was back at Chatham. With the low-scoring games and things. It's 14-10 at halftime, and we. Both teams I thought played extremely hard, both teams played good defense. They were, played that pack line where they protect the paint. And, in the first half we didn't get a lot of spacing and so forth. And, we kind of talked to the kids about spacing the floor where we could drive it a little bit and kick. And Ben Grunder hit 2 threes there in the third quarter. And also a nice little pull-up. And, we kind of opened it up a little bit there in the third quarter. But Mount Zion is, kind of rebuilding. They do have one of their starters. It's a great shooter from last year. And I thought we took him and covered him pretty well. We were kind of marking it off this morning, and, realistically, he probably hit about a 38-footer last night, just out of their offense, just pulled up, and I mean, nothing but net. And a 38-foot, that's about 18 feet beyond the arc.
Well, you'll let them shoot that out there.
Well, no, we won't. We won't let him shoot it. And, I can't remember who didn't get out to cover him, but, and most of the time that somebody hits a shot like that, they look over at me and my response is, I told you he can make that. And, he kind of reminds me, there's a few people out there that'll remember Tyrese Bryson from Stephen Decatur back when they came over and played us in a sectional back in, 96, 97, somewhere in there. And that's about where he was shooting from. And again, the same response from our players. They look over at me like, you're kidding me. I said, no, you have to cover them.
Yeah, I remember a kid from Washington a few years back. We played, I think, in either sectional or something. And boy, I tell you what, we had to guard him at half court.
Yeah. And he was a freshman.
Yeah. He went to Indiana.
He played at Indiana. Yeah.
Yep. Can't think of his name right now. It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Well, I tell you
if you're going to mention that stuff, you got to have a name, Jake.
I have.
I mean, Joe's not here.
Not all there.
That's Joe's thing.
I'm trying to make up for it.
Where's Joseph? Joe texted me this morning, told me where to go. Did he forget or get lost?
It's Joe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, both ways.
Who knows? We just go with the flow. If he shows up,
but,
it's a plus.
And then they had another shooter that we wanted to cover, and we held him scoreless. So I thought our defense was all over the place. You're not going to lose a lot of basketball games if you play as hard and with the enthusiasm that we played with last night. I was pretty proud of the kids.
Do you tell your kids, as far as defense goes, let's keep this? If you're holding a team to 30 points, more times than not, you're going to win. Is that kind of something you guys focus on? I don't really want to say a number, but you tell the kids, hey, if we keep this team below such and such, our chances of come with the victories are pretty good.
Well, we have our focus on when we go in, and that's what we do in our scouting report. Is we're not going to change a whole lot defensively, but what we want to know is personnel and where what their shooters are, what type of kind of offense they run to get their shooters open, and so forth. And and we done a lot of film watching last week on Mount Zion because they were a dangerous basketball team because they play hard. Anytime you play a team that plays hard, and you better be prepared because anything could happen. And it was in the first half, and luckily we hit some shots there in the third quarter to extend the lead a little bit.
Matt Roth.
Yep,
you're right.
Thanks to Joel Vinson. He's listening. He takes care of us. If there's something we don't know, that guy, he's on here letting us know. But Coach, got a game Friday?
Play our last game before the holidays. We play Charleston here at home, and that'll mean we play Charleston. We'll have played the first half of the round robin in our conference play. So we're halfway done, and we'd like to be setting 6-0, but hopefully we can come out of there and be 5-1 with still a chance. You don't have a lot of wiggle room when you only play 12 conference games. It's in the Central State 8 you played 18 conference games, and you could lose a couple, 2 or 3, and still be in the race. But even with one loss, it's really kind of tough to consider that where do you stand and what's going on and everything. So we have to continue to I believe it's January 26th is the date that we got on the calendar, and that's when we go to Muhammad Seymour, and that's a tough place to play, and they're a very good basketball team, and I don't know, they've beaten Mount Zion at their place by 13, and so the positive thing is we've beaten Mount Zion at their place, so that's a good thing.
So being new to the Apollo Conference this year, obviously all the fans haven't had the opportunity to see a lot of these teams. Got Charleston coming in Friday night. They played Effingham last night. Effingham came away with a 76-73 victory. What can we expect from a Charleston team Friday night?
Well, they play fast. They like to get up and down the floor, scoring 73 points. So it'll be a challenge for us. And anytime you got a team that likes to score a lot of points, and what our defense does is it'll put you in, we will try to get them in a half-court game. And if we can get them into a half-court game and make them run an offense and not score out of transition, and I believe we only had 7 turnovers last night, which was a very good plus for us. That's really good. So we have to keep our turnovers down against a team like that, because when you turn the ball over, it leads to easy scores for your opponent, and if you can make them work to score, that really helps you out. And that's one of the things that we did last night. They scored 30 points, but boy, they worked for every point they got. And the negative of last night was I think we were 8 of 15 from the free throw line, and we need to be 13-14 out of 15 to be able to win really a close and tight game against a really good team. So that's one of the areas that we're working on, and it comes down to just being a confident team to step up and hit those.
Well, we don't want to look too far ahead, Coach, but fast forward a couple weeks, Collinsville tournament right around the corner. Looks like we get a 1 o'clock game on, what is that, the Thursday, December 28th against a Hazelwood East
Good way to jump in.
And what's that?
Good way to jump in.
Hazelwood East, I'm assuming that's somewhere down around St. Louis.
It's in St. Well, it's on the north side of St. Louis, and we ventured down there last Thursday night, I believe. We went clear to St. Charles, Missouri to see them play in a shootout, and they didn't do us any favors when they lined our bracket up.
So it's a good team. That doesn't show any seeding on here.
Southeast was 1. Lincoln was 4. So we're in the same bracket as Southeast. Southeast did lose one of their shooters. I don't know, a concussion or something. They didn't think he'd be back till the first week in January. But that everybody always predicts the longest. So I would see him back at the tournament. But I think East St. Louis was 2 and MacArthur was 3. So, it'll be a battle. But, boy, for a 4 seed and drawing a Hazelwood East team that's, I believe, 7-1, and I think Thursday night was their last game. I think they've got a 2-week layoff. So hopefully they'll be a little bit stale when we, kind of step out to play them. And, they're another team that likes to play in transition. They're scoring in the 70s and 80s, and it's always interesting to see how if you can get them into a half-court game and handle their pressure and not give them easy scores. How are they going to score? And I think they are a team that's they're going to try to match you up, set you up, and play one-on-one and try to get to the basket and so forth. So they do have shooters, and if we'd happen to pull that one out, then we're going to get Quincy, and Quincy beat Rock Island at Rock Island last night. So Quincy has to play Belleville East. So I would think that Quincy would win that game, and that would be a second-round game and so forth. So it's just a matchup, and on a given day, I think that we can beat anybody down there, but I also think that we could, if we don't shoot free throws and we turn the ball over, we're not going to be very successful. So, hopefully our defense will stay stable, and I really think that, and I've said this all along, that this group here has the potential to be an outstanding defensive team. And if they could add the fact that they want to get mean on the boards, we should be one of the better rebounding teams that we've had. So that's a pretty good combination when you can defend and rebound and so forth, and only allow teams to have one shot. Is that Joe coming?
Yeah, police escort, or he's in the ambulance, or he could be in the back of the ambulance. We don't know. It's hard to tell. Coach, the key to Collinsville every year in, year out, is win that first game.
No doubt.
That keeps you in the main gym and out of the auxiliary gym, which, if you've never been in the auxiliary gym, it's a
good gym. It's a regulation floor, but
it's just
there's 3 rows of bleachers on each side.
You're packed in there.
And, that's not where we want to be. And, we want to win the thing. And,
right.
I think looking through the records and things that they have down there, Lincoln, over the course of time that they've had their tournament down there, and I think they're over 50 years. I think Lincoln has won it 6 times, and that's the most of any team down there that's won the tournament. So we'd like to add the 7th championship down there, and it's within reach. But like I said, we got a tough draw. It'll be 4 really good games, and we'll need that at that time to see where we're at and how we're coming along as a team and developing and so forth. So, we've got some strengths, we've got some weaknesses that we've got to figure out how to hide, and also the positive things that we do is we have to do them better.
All right, Coach.
Coach, paying attention to the hot stove right now? Didn't know if you had any time to check in on the Cardinals or not.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know, I'll lay there, and you know, I hope they're not done.
Oh, that's exactly. Still got some moves to make, don't we?
I hope so. And that was a big pickup with Ozuna, and you know,
I think
they've overhauled our outfield, and I think that you know, they're going with the young kids as backups, and I'd like to have another top of the line outfielder, and I'd like to come up with a.
I like to
well,
see
you try to get
maybe
one,
a third
but he said
baseman,
no.
and maybe a closer would be nice too.
A closer.
Yeah, that'd be.
It would be nice.
I tell you what, we pull those two off, and we might be sitting right there with the Cup again.
And I'm okay with not signing Stanton. I think we could take that 300 million, and answer our needs that you and I just discussed about.
I completely. You can get 2 or 3 guys to fill that.
Oh, so. Without a doubt.
Yeah, okay, guys.
Good
now, if he would have been in Cardinal uniform, you'd be like, yeah. Now it's like, well, he didn't want to play here.
Well,
so.
the problem is, I think they needed more than that. You know what I mean? I don't think he would have done it, and I think they would have got him. They'd been about done.
Well, we know the Cardinals don't like giving that big contract, and why would you? I mean, look what the Pujols thing.
Yeah.
You know, they're smart with their money, and I hate to say it, you know, the Cardinals are one of the top tier teams, and, you know, now that the Cubs are in contention, the Cardinals don't have to worry about it in the past. You know, they just do their thing. And now that
I don't know. I mean, they always had the Pirates there, the Brewers right before that. I mean, there was always teams right there competing hard.
Were they, though?
I don't know. The Brewers were still.
I mean, the Brewers are still
for a few years.
The Brewers, and I think everybody I've heard on on the baseball talks was that the Brewers are the real deal. And, you know, but I'd like to see the Cardinals, like you said. I don't know where Wade Davis is at. I'd take a Cub, even though.
Yeah, I'd take him. You know, as long as his arm isn't falling off, we'd be all right.
You know, so. But, you know, the Cubs are going to be right there. The Cardinals, you know, they've got the new TV contract, a little more money. And
Cubs will have it next year. We're saving our money for
You better save it, because I'm telling you, there's going to be one day that
that guy's going to make $1 billion.
Oof. I tell you, your half your team is going to be a free agent the same year.
Yeah. They're going to have to spend some money. Well, Coach, we'll let you go. I know you got a busy day today. I don't know doing what, but I'm sure it's busy. Where are you traveling? I'm sure you're scouting somebody today?
No, we're not. You know, I had planned on going to Chicago, but those plans kind of changed. We've got our varsity girls are playing this morning. The JV start at 11, and the varsity starts at 12:30. So if you're not doing anything, come on out and watch the girls. They're really
good this year.
Exciting to watch, and you know, they are. I don't know what their record is. They've lost 3. I think they're 6-7-3, but the 3 that they've lost have been to really good teams, and
8-3.
You know, I can't keep track of my own record, so don't ask me about other teams. But I do know that they're fun to watch, and they are playing a good Muhammad Seymour team in a Apollo Conference game this afternoon. It'll get started about 12:30, so it's an early afternoon. You can come out and watch the girls, and then go Christmas shopping.
All right, Coach. Well, speaking of Christmas shopping, like we offer all of our guests, go ahead and pick you out a recliner. We'll load it up for you in your truck, and that's just our gratitude of coming. Why am I getting dirty? Look.
I'm out of here.
All right, we got to go. We got some anxious young ladies over in the corner waiting to get on here. We got the state champs.
I think we're going to have to rearrange the floor a little bit more.
State champs.
That's really awesome.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah.
7th and 8th grade.
7th and 8th. Got a dynasty going over
there. You're
there.
probably a little jealous. You're thinking about becoming a girls coach too now, aren't you? I'll take over the whole basketball scheme.
All right, we got to take a commercial break. We'll come back. We'll have the WLB Lady Champions on with us, so stay tuned. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM.
Nice, he brings that back.
That's all Jim's on it. All right, welcome back to the Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
Nice to see you could show up this morning.
Thank you.
Riveting show. I was listening in the parking lot. Riveting show you had going.
Riveting.
Great word.
Coach Al.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
I can't spell it. Heard it on TV once.
Yeah. Well, we got some exciting guests this morning. We've got the WLB 7th and 8th grade state champs. And
You guys didn't even clap.
I mean, come on, the state champions. We got Coach Froebe in with us this morning. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Building a dynasty over there. I mean, it seems like year in, year out, you got to build a bigger trophy case.
You know what? When I was first hired by Mr. Clymer, he said, "I just want one regional championship." He said, "I want one plaque before I retire." So the other day when we were going through the line, I whispered in his ear. I said, "And you just wanted a regional championship." I said, "Now we want a trophy case."
And where's my raise? I mean, seriously. Year in, year out, it seems like. You get your girls ready to play. Obviously, it's a good system, and they filter on through the high school. And you've seen some of the, kids that you've coached in the past. Now they're seniors and they're doing well. And
and that's what it's about.
Yeah, and it's you brought in a system and you stuck to that system. How are the girls responding? And as far as learning, and it's different than they're probably used to in the past. As you look over at Coach Farm,
well,
does he bring some of that boys mentality over?
You know what? Yeah. Well,
he
is actually
soft?
No. Well, he did yell one game, right?
Because those farmers, they're pretty intense, and and great basketball players in their own right. So they know the game. And so does that kind of just...
He does. They're both excellent at X and O's. And I said they both see a lot of things, as a head coach that you don't see. So it's very nice to have these two on the sides there noticing and picking up things that you sometimes as a head coach don't see. So both of them bring excellent. You got, Ashley brings guidance, and, she's that younger. She understands. She relates. She can do.
Relates.
Yep. Coach Farmer, he's our X and O's guy. We go to him every, we have index cards that we go to, but normally he has them in the back of his mind, like, all right, well, let's try this. So.
He didn't put a headset on to talk, though.
I know. What's up with that? He always finds a way to get out of pictures.
Come on, Farmer. If your brother was here, he'd talk.
Oh, he's going to talk.
There you go.
So how long you been coaching?
How long have I been coaching? I've been doing the girls for 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Now, is that something that you you wanted to do? I mean, obviously you want to do it, or did they come pursue you?
Well, I have all girls, so and I was watching in the stands, and it's just hard for me to watch my own kid play without helping. So
you're coaching in the stands, so you might as well just take your knowledge to the bench.
Yeah, kind of like that. I didn't want to be one of those parents yelling from the stands. So.
Yeah. Well, it's just the nature of the game. There's parents. That's just what we do.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
I yell at him all the time.
He never listens.
Never listens. So
luckily,
yeah. But 2 years coaching, are you having fun with it? Is it more challenging? Obviously, having all girls, it's got to be a little bit different. You got to be a little more low key, I guess.
It's definitely different. I mean, I started coaching at Lincoln College. There were boys with Kirk and BJ, and it's definitely different than that. I mean, we got a great group of girls. You don't deal with the attitudes that you deal with in college, that's for sure.
Right.
I mean, when I thought of coaching, I never dreamed I'd be coaching girls, but I really do enjoy it. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and obviously it's pain.
Winning's
fun. Winning cures all.
Yeah, for sure.
Now if you didn't win any games, you were 0-30 or whatever, you'd probably have a little different attitude.
Well, I could say I'd have less hair, but that's hard to do. So.
That's almost impossible.
Yeah. It looks good.
No, thanks.
It does. So tell us a little bit about, starting with your 7th grade, tell us a little bit about your team. And, obviously you went undefeated this year. Now, I would think being in a state championship that the opponent would give a little more of a fight. What was the final score? Because it was like
51-15.
Oh, so they got to the double-digit mark. Because when I saw online, it was like, I don't know, 49-3 or something.
It was 32-0 with like 2 minutes left before half. I think they made their first basket. But that goes to, credit to our girls. They worked really hard on defense. And I told them that. I said, you should take pride in that. you've worked hard to get to this level, and we never want to play to the level of our competition. You want to rise above and keep raising the bar. And they knew it was the state championship. They weren't letting down. They were in pursuit. They knew their goal, and they stayed poised. They stayed confident, and they fought till the end. So they do all that they did everything we asked of them. So
what was that team's record going into that game?
21-1.
And then you guys pummeled them like that?
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And that was Pana?
That was
grade.
It was Carrollton.
Carrollton.
Yes.
Okay.
7th grade was Carrollton. So.
Wow.
And they had a really good player, one really good player that had been averaging double digits. I mean, she's pretty well. They always outsize us, and I think we held her to, was it 6 points? I think, not many. So props to our girls. They worked extremely hard.
I think it changes
Coming
every
over
year.
here?
Where was the state championship out this year?
This year it was in Assumption. They moved from Chittix. Had been at Chittix for quite a few years, the 7th grade had. And they moved it to Assumption this year. Great facilities. And then the 8th grade was actually moved from Clinton to Lexington. And Lexington did a fantastic job. We were very impressed with Lexington. So organized and...
So what do we run through first? The 7th grade? Do I go through a season?
Yeah, you want to go through 7th grade?
Yeah.
We had one 7th grader, and then the rest are 5th and 6th graders. So we had one 7th grader on the 7th grade team, and we started. At the beginning of the season, we asked them to set goals, and their goal was to win a state championship. I mean, and we knew that was attainable, but it was going to take, always hard work. And basically, too, I wanted them to stay disciplined because I knew there were going to be some games that maybe weren't going to be as challenging, and trying to keep them disciplined, tried to keep them focused for this many months, knowing their talent level and where they wanted to be. I think that was the hardest part is keeping them disciplined in the defense as well.
So did you know early on that they could win a state championship, like when you were watching them, even though they're that young?
You know what? We do a lot of summer ball, so I tried
talking to that microphone.
Yes, we knew that the talent was there, and we had the hard work. It was just who we would end up facing.
Yeah, and we try in the summer. We tried in the summer to compare, match them up, and we take them to all different. We take them down south, we take them up north. We try to face as many teams as we can and expose them and expose us to see what's out there, and then we map out kind of where we're going to be. There was a couple surprises along the way, but yeah, I think the closest game all year was, what do we think, 12 points was probably the closest. And I'd say that was Rochester. And we had 4 games that week, and we really tried to toughen up our November schedule with some 3A, 4A schools just to get us ready for that postseason.
And you went undefeated, is that right?
28-0, yep.
Unbelievable.
In 2 years, 50... What were we at last year? 26-0, yeah. So 54-0 in 2 years.
So everybody else is taking note. The team that beats Lincoln, right?
That's the thing. That's what we tell them every time they step on the floor. You've got a target on your back. So
yeah, absolutely. 28-0, and then to start all those young kids like that. Sounds promising.
It's like they're going to be on here for years to come.
We hope so, right?
You got an extra spot on the bench for assistant coach?
Yeah,
You'd like to be part of a winner?
Oh, yeah.
So
I've seen his playing days at Bushnell Prairie City. I know he could play.
Those were a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Actually, we used to scrimmage the girls in high school.
They did.
Run the highlight clip.
I know.
It's very short.
They would bring in the football boys to come scrimmage the girls.
And we lose.
Well, we want to talk some girls. I don't know what time it is.
Yeah, that would be
7th
great.
graders, the girls want to talk?
The 5th and 6th, 5th, 6th,
let's
7th
start
graders.
down here.
And managers, you want to go around and say who you are. And
Tell us your name, grade, and what you do for the basketball team.
Talk to that guy. He's filming you, see?
Go, Mace.
You're up first.
They're all talkative till you put them
they're really, yeah.
I'm the manager, and I'm in 4th grade.
And your name is?
Mason McLeod.
Mason McLeod. Okay.
I'm Melissa. I'm in 6th grade, and I'm a post.
Melissa, last name?
Alyssa.
Alyssa, what's your last name?
Bishop.
Bishop. Got to know last names.
My name's Reagan Goody. I'm in 6th grade, and I play the wing.
My name's Kylie Boyer. I'm in 6th grade, and I play post.
My name is Maya Bowman, and I'm in 4th grade, and I'm a manager.
My name's Ellie Martinez. I'm in 7th grade and I'm a guard.
My name is Becca Heidsig. I'm in 6th grade and I'm a guard. And a shout out to my family because my mom's at work.
There you go. You gonna give a shout out?
My name's Kari Froebe and I'm in 6th grade and I'm a guard, and a shout out to my family too.
My name's Jenna Bowman. I'm in 6th grade and I'm a guard, and shout out to my family.
My name's Allison Turner. I'm in 6th grade and I'm a post, and shout out to my family too.
My name is Tori Garretts. I'm in 6th grade and I play post. And
My name is Shane Turner. I'm a 5th grader and I am guard.
My name's Mia Clark. I'm a manager and I'm in 4th grade.
My name's Rebecca Bridge. I'm in 5th grade and I play a post.
My name is Emma Baker. I'm in 5th grade and I play guard, and shout out to my family.
My name is Jasmine Robbins. I'm in 8th grade and I'm a guard.
My name is Asia Shells. I'm in 8th grade and I'm a guard and a post. My name is Tori Schilling. I'm in 8th grade and I'm a post.
I'm Piper Whiteman. I'm in 5th grade and I'm a post.
You gonna give a shout out?
Shout out to my family.
Okay, parents, the perfect Christmas gift will be a microphone.
There you go.
So when they're at home all loud and obnoxious, give them a microphone and they'll shut right up.
Practice for next year.
That's right.
So,
Well, I was going to say, now we went through the 7th grade season. We go through 8th grade.
Yeah.
Well, to go back to the 7th grade, what did you do?
tell us the
so
road
well?
Tell
to
us
the
the road?
championship. I mean, just, you don't have to go from the beginning. Just
Right.
regionals
You don't want to
on.
start with the very first game and go through 20
first
games.
practice. We've got 20 more minutes, and Jim doesn't like going past 10 o'clock.
Okay.
He'll start playing the
Yeah, he'll
goodbye
run you
song.
off.
Giving us some music.
Yeah.
Postseason wise, we were away majority of our postseason. We played at Normal Epiphany. The road there, I mean, we started with Chester East, and then Mount Pulaski we faced in the sectionals, which is they're a great team as well, very very well coached, and that's who we matched up in the sectionals at Normal Epiphany. Moved on to the state tournament. Our first round was against Piper City, Tri-Point. Jeff O'Brien, do you remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the superintendent.
Oh,
he
really?
was another Bushnell guy. So
Those Bushnell people are everywhere.
we're everywhere.
Oh, they're smart.
They're champions.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's simple as that.
Not all of them.
So he's the superintendent there, and we played Piper State Tri-Point. They have a really big girl and a great guard. That probably was I'd say our toughest competition. I thought the first game of state was going to be. Second game,
Morton
Blessed Sacrament. We had already played during the year. We knew what they had, and then brought in Carrollton at that for the state championship. We knew what the girls were capable of doing, and it just was. I always tell them all the time, it comes down to your heart. There's no magic defense, no magic offense that we can put in. You guys have to just go out and play hard.
I know, like in the older, like let's say high school, college, scouting is a very big part of the game. Do you do a lot of scouting as far as going out and finding? I don't know if there's a whole lot of tape on your opponent for a junior high.
Actually, there's
more. A lot.
There is. We actually went and met another coach, and he gave us probably a better scouting report than some of the colleges give. I mean, it was a breakdown of each player, and what they ran. We actually got an email, I put it out there, from a guy from Chicago that gave us a scouting report for Piper City because his daughter had lost to the team. He had to be a coach of some sort. He was mad, sent it to us, and it was a 5-page scouting report. Yeah.
So basically,
there's scouting reports out
the
there.
day too.
Oh, he wrote, yes, yeah. He, there's scouting reports out there. We do a lot of live streaming our games, so we on Facebook, and so we can go back to those every year, and if we know we're going to see somebody, we actually we brought the iPad, we filmed them a couple times, and we have some people that we sent. I'll give a shout out to Amanda Broman's brother, James. He went actually out for us. We had to play Prairie View Ogden. They wanted to come over and play us on a Friday night, and he went and scouted for us. He lives kind of local. I wasn't going to go over by Danville and scout, and he went and did that for us. So we've got a great support system and a great family at West Lincoln. So
that's good. That's good to hear.
So you rolled through there. Now let's talk about 8th grade.
8th grade, yes.
So you know the same thing.
We were 28.
Because last year they were very good.
They were very good last year too, and we really improved over the summer. A lot of the girls stepped up their game and developed some ball handling roles that we needed, some defensive roles, just to take some pressure off of some of our other players. And we really did a lot of skill development over the summer, and I think that helped us and made us a better team this year. So. Is
it defense? Is that what wins you the games?
Yeah.
Bread and butter.
Yeah. I think Coach Farmer said it the other day on the bus, and he said his dad had calculated it. He's like, if we press, what did he say, 20 points?
20 points.
He's like, that's a 20-point advantage for you because you're going to get 20 points off of. If you can't press a team, you're down 20. So you got to think of that way.
I'll tell you what. Always.
It's a good thing they're farmers. They do a lot of basketball. You know what I mean? A lot of free time in that farming, isn't there? Well, let's talk about the championship road then. When you start with regional,
right? Yep. 8th grade was a little bit tougher for us, and we knew that going in. And we had to play some really tough. Normal Epiphany's team was very tough, and that was in regionals, and that's who we played for the regional championship game. They had scouted us probably, I'd say 5 times. They'd been to, we caught them again, saw them at games. So. They knew our game plan. Then we went up against a tough Springfield Christian team. They got 3, what are they, 6 foot? You guys think?
Wow.
Yeah. They're about 3 6-foot girls, and about, big, about 200 pounds, very muscular. And then one guard that's good ball handler and long, about 5'9", 5'10". So we knew we had our work cut out for us in the sectional. And, our girls did a great job sticking to our game plan. We drew them out of theirs. And, they kind of just wanted to sit back in a zone. And we got a good lead, so we knew we could work the ball around. We worked it around a while and forced them into a man-to-man, and we knew we could take a man-to-man once we drew them out of that. So they executed our game plan to a T. The girls did awesome.
3 6-footers is tough.
It's tough to get to the hoop when you're, we're not the tallest.
Speed.
That's right. Speed and heart.
Kills.
Yeah. Okay. So then that puts you to where?
That put us into state. So just to kind of put things into perspective, Wednesday we played a sectional championship for 8th grade. Thursday we played the state championship for 7th grade, and then turned around on Saturday and had to play 2 games for 8th grade. The following week we had played Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday 2 games, and then we, so 2 weeks in a row the girls have put in a lot of basketball. So Saturday came, and we faced Washington St. Pat, which is another great, very well coached team, and that was probably one of the toughest games we had all season. We squeaked that one out by 7, so we got a good 11-point lead. Then we'd kind of give it up. Probably wasn't our best basketball. We didn't play our game. Give props to these girls again, though. They held their ground and didn't let up and managed to hang on and pull out a 7-point win. Ended up playing, after Washington St. Pat, we played Jacksonville Our Savior for the quarterfinal. That game, we ended up breaking another state record there because we beat them, I think, by 36. That was another state record. So I think we ended up, I'm thinking right now, unofficially, I think we broke 9 team records and 5 individual records on our state runs. So
that's incredible.
That is. And how many 8th graders?
3.
Raise your hand, 8th graders. Right there.
There's our Lady Railers next year.
That's your Lady Railers next year.
Well, you're talking about how confusing it is. Probably everybody in here, everybody knows how this is all working. In the public out here, everyone was confused. It's one. No, it was 7th grade. No, it was 8th grade. No, that's over with. No, did they win?
Yeah.
Where are they playing? It's like
doesn't matter. All they do is win.
Couldn't tell. Didn't know what was going on.
For 2 weeks, that's kind of how we felt. Like, got a little crazy for 2 weeks. And especially we had that Thanksgiving, so we had that break, and we were trying to get practices in, and we were trying to prepare for one team, and then you had 8th grade one night, then the next night was 7th grade, but you didn't have a practice in between, so trying to prepare for two times. Well, then we knew we'd be going to state on Saturday, and we'd have no practice from Tuesday to Saturday. So we tried to have some shoot-arounds just to try to get the game.
Well, you have 3 8th graders, so obviously you have 7th graders playing up, 6th graders playing up. How do you divide? Is there a quarter limit? There's not a quarter limit in junior high anymore, is there?
There is a quarter limit.
Maybe we shouldn't
daily.
talk about this on We'll go to commercial. We'll be right back.
Well, she doesn't have to tell the truth. We never do. We just make stuff up. If you don't want to talk about it, we go on next topic.
You know what? There's an 8. You can play 8 quarters a day.
Right.
But there's no there's a season limit anymore. Just as long as you play 22 games, 8 quarters a day.
Well, you're not playing more than 2 games a day, so you're fine.
And who's keeping track of that?
Right.
Somebody is. The team that loses, they're going to go back.
That's a story off the air. We'll have to share with you. I know.
Shouldn't have said that. No.
Yeah. No.
Look, you made Neil run.
He's like, I'm getting out of here about those quarters.
These guys are idiots. I don't know why we come here on Saturday mornings.
He took off. Scared him.
So, I mean, obviously, 3 8th graders moving on.
Yes.
We can expect this for years to come.
That's the
expectations are high. You guys have a huge bullseye on your back now. I mean, you're no longer the little, WLB out of Lincoln. You guys are a powerhouse. When you beat a team by 30 points in the championship,
yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, they might as well just give you the trophy. Just quit now.
Not that easy.
No, you know what? And these girls know that it's going to take. They know that, so they know other teams are practicing. They know other teams are preparing, and so we'll take about 3 or 4 weeks off, and we're going to be back right back at it in January again. We'll play January, February, March. We'll take about part of March, April off, and we start back in May, June, and then we usually use July as a skill development and bring in. I've been gone with Kalen for so many years with the summer circuit, so he's been doing it, and Ashley's been bringing in. We had a trainer come in July last year just to work with the girls a couple days a week, just to keep them fine-tuning their skills, and then we start in August, the ISA season. So,
and it's never been done, right? 7th and 8th.
The 7th and 8th, not from WLB. There's been one other team in history, and that was Danville Schlarman, and they beat us. It was kind of sweet, and they've got 3 Division I. I mean, you got one girl that was supposed to go to Duke. She's going to U of I now. One girl going to Notre Dame, and I'm not sure where the other girl's going to, but she's going to Division I too. So back in the day when we played them, that's what I say about these girls. We are a boundaried school, and I'm not sure. I don't think very many schools actually realize that we have 40-some kids, and
this is probably
incredible.
Half of your school right here.
This is.
And people don't understand. You don't have this big pot of girls to choose from.
No, we are not.
This is what you get, and
Every year we've been in state, we have actually played a non-boundaried private school. So and that's what I stress to these girls. I'm like, we are boundaried. We work with what we have, and we develop them. If you watch, how it works. I'm going to move to this school. They've got a better team this year, and so we see that a lot. Actually, in some of the private schools that we face, we're like, well, you were with that school last year.
So even though they could be that type of school, they just have to stay under a certain enrollment to be with you. But if they're in that area, you have them.
Right. Well, we're one of the smallest.
Yeah, I think it's 78.
78
in 7th and 8th grade combined.
And we're at like 40.
Way under.
Yeah, we're like at 40. So we're. Yeah.
Well, it's a pretty big deal.
That is. That's awesome.
And the trophies are awesome.
Aren't they?
Somebody's got to get on a trophy case over there.
I think Mrs. Baker's on. I think. Where's Danny at?
Where did you
Danny? Maybe we're thinking we're going to put him to building one.
Where was you say the championship game was in Assumption?
For 7th grade.
Is that where the nets came from?
Yes.
From 1920?
I know. Do you like those?
They're stained.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, aren't those? I think it kind of gives it that whole vintage look.
Yeah.
I know. Hoosier look going
First
to
time
it.
the nets have ever been cut down.
You know what the Assumption ones are? There's a funny story to go with the Lexington one. We'll tell this now, but it wouldn't have been funny if we.
Yeah.
So before the game, the Lexington superintendent comes up to Coach Paulus and principal and said, "Hey, we've got your nets. We've already cut them down."
He's like, "We have the nets from Saturday's games," and I was like, "Okay, he's really confident." I was like, "We're not going to say anything."
Yeah. He's like, "We've got your nets. We're not going to cut them down. We'll just give them to you guys after the game." And we're like, "Okay."
Nice. Yeah, if you would have lost.
Yeah.
7-0.
Yeah.
You were down 7-0?
We were down 10 at one point.
We were down 10, yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, the superintendent was sweating bullets.
Yeah, I know.
You guys already had it in the trunk.
Yeah. We loaded it up. No, we got down, I think it was 19-6 at one point. The 8th grade game had gotten down. We didn't even call a timeout. We're like, nope, we're going to let them.
Just let them go.
Let them go at this point. And they knew what they had to do, and they fought back. I mean,
how'd they get you down that quickly? Really?
You know what? I don't know. We just were not. I don't know if we. Yeah, it was one of those where we were grabbing at things and it tipping off our hands, and it would bounce to them. And I don't think they missed a shot.
I was going to say they made every shot.
It's a good way to win.
Yeah.
Make shots.
Yeah. And I didn't think it could last.
Say, if you have more points than the other team, you're probably going to win.
We've learned that on this show.
It's very educational.
We're good learners.
Yeah. So after halftime they came back. We had a little discussion.
What was the halftime? What was discussion? Word for word.
We got one of the kids tell it.
I know. Oh, Ellen will tell it, I bet. I know.
Do we need a beat button?
Ellen might share it.
Because we don't have one.
No.
She broke a marker.
Oh man, a marker?
She broke it and then tried writing with it on the board again, and then just threw it at the wall.
A marker.
Yeah. That's funny.
It's true. Yes. And I may or may not have hit. TG says that.
It almost hit Jane.
Oh. I'm sure you feel really bad now.
I kind of do. Well, I didn't really mean to break it. Like, it was one of those where it was like, I wanted to make the noise, and then it just broke.
You reimburse the school then for the marker, and
yeah, we might need to do that.
Get her a
just to make everything copacetic. We'll just do that.
And we are a very superstitious team. I mean, they probably could tell you. That'd probably be interesting to find out what each one of them do before a game. It's pretty entertaining. Like, we have to do the same thing. Wear the same things. There's some. That might be a question you ask. They might.
Superstitious.
We'll run it around.
We are very superstitious, and I can only use Coach Farmer's board. We've got these boards that say our names on it. We started with his, and we won. So it's like I can't switch to my board because I use Coach Farmer's board. Well, it may or may not have got dented at that point.
So now Coach Farmer has no board.
Coach Farmer.
Or a marker. Was it his marker too?
No. You girls.
I was going to say, we can pass that mic around and tell us.
Why don't you guys share some of your superstitions?
We'll start over here. You got it? You start.
Wear 2 right socks.
2 right socks.
I have to wear a braid in my hair.
My mom has to pull up my hair and tie my shoes.
Okay.
What about yours?
Oh, yes, I have to wear the sports bra every game.
And not wash it.
Yeah, didn't wash it.
I have to tackle Emma down to the ground by tickling her. I have to have Jenna pop my back.
I have to have my mom put up my hair.
I
have to have my mom check my bag. I have to hit Allison sometimes. When she tackles me.
I listen to the same songs on the bus ride every time.
I have to wear the same sports bra, and I have to shave my armpits for every game.
That's just hygiene.
We'll be right back.
You have to or you don't?
Oh, she has to.
Well, I mean, that's... Why wouldn't you? I mean, that's just proper.
Let's just point this out. She didn't before the Chester East game at regionals. She wouldn't lift her arms up. Yeah. So at halftime, we had to have a razor brought in so she could do
Nice.
No kidding.
I have the same hair tie and headband from last year's state championship game, and literally the rubber band in the hair tie is snapped in half, and it's literally holding on by the string of the outside hair tie.
How many times have your parents had to run back?
Oh, about 4 times, and then one time I forgot a sports bra, so we had to run home and get that.
But her hair tie, she forgot one time, and I think Tony had to run back, or Tammy, at halftime, because they're like, that's why she's not playing. Well, we got to get that hair tie, and it makes a difference.
Whatever works.
I have to have Corey tie my shoes.
And Corey knows how?
Yeah.
That hurt.
I'm just kidding. Another good superstition is before the game is rub that bald head. That's got to be one.
That's what she does.
That's what that.
No, she waxes his head.
I get harassed a lot.
Oh, you're the only boy around.
Yeah. I mean,
me and Cruz usually hang out together.
Yep. It's interesting.
That's good.
Well, any other nuggets, tidbits you like to throw out there as far as your season? Obviously, the most memorable game it's usually the championship games, but any?
Yeah, I'd say that for the 8th grade. The 8th grade, I'd say, the championship game was probably one of the best that we've been part of. I mean, to come back, be down, I think we were down 13, and come back and win by 10. So that just shows the heart and the dedication and the skill of these girls to be able to do that. 7th grade wise, I mean, every game we faced, I think our Rochester game was probably the toughest one we had all year, and they came out and played us really tough. And to beat that, beating Rochester for us is always a good thing. And that's one thing we tried to do, like I said, in November, is really beef up our schedule with some of those big 3A, 4A schools that these girls, I think we'll see in high school. And that's what it boils down to is feeding into the high school program and seeing that become successful. And I think I told somebody one time, I said that was probably one of my, I'm not a sappy person or get very emotional, but I said one of the best things was when the girls made it to the super sectionals and I went out to the assembly and the band was playing, the pep band was playing, and the girls were walking in to be honored. And and here they all came, here they all come marching, beaming with smiles, and I'm like,
that's exciting. That's fun.
That's what it's about.
Absolutely, that's fun stuff.
That is fun.
And 12:30 today, right? They'll be out there.
12:30 today.
Maria Sanderson.
And I think quite a few. We've got 9 of the 11 or
something close to
that are West Lincoln
there
players.
He is. He wants the headset.
Oh, there he is.
Who are we talking with here? Who's this handsome young man? You got a name?
Cruz.
Where have you been?
I've been at a basketball game.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Did you win?
Oh, yeah.
Did you score any?
Yeah.
Dunk any?
No.
Hey, we want to see your, what do you do when you score? Show us.
Show him what you do.
It's good, isn't it? And who else does that?
Steph Curry.
So we got a Steph Curry in the making. So is this the last of the Froebes here?
This is. Yep. This is the baby.
That's the baby. So did your siblings pick on you? Your brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They pick on you.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Right,
what was your role in this whole championship run? What'd you do?
I don't know.
What's your job?
To put the balls on the rack.
There you go.
It's a good job. Very important.
It is very, yeah.
It's got to be done.
It does. Well, guys, congratulations. Very exciting. How are you going to celebrate the next couple weeks? You got Christmas coming up. Just going to hang out, chill.
They want to sleep and chill.
Do they play any other sports? Is volleyball
Volleyball starts today at 1.
Oh,
So they got a day off and they're...
Do you guys all play volleyball?
Yeah.
Well, no breaks for you. So you're not going to enjoy it. How about volleyball? We're going to have maybe some more hardware? You guys good at volleyball?
She's the volleyball coach.
You're the volleyball coach.
Yeah, I am. I can't get rid of these girls.
Let's kill 2 birds with one stone here.
Well,
expectations?
I would say we have a pretty good shot at a regional this year. We haven't in the past because we've always been stuck with Hartsburg. But we're on the upside and we're moving regionals, so looking good. Both levels, yeah. So, yep.
Good deal. All right, well, it's 10:02, and we're already in overtime. He's ready to crank it up. I'd like to congratulate you guys again for your, I mean, that's just a phenomenal feat, undefeated, both grades.
Thanks for having us, too.
Yeah, we'll have you again.
Unless you guys want to sing a Christmas song real quick.
You guys want to sing a Christmas song?
This is what listen to what they sing before we come in the locker room.
Here we go.
Ready for the credit song? Sentence. A sentence is complete with 5 simple rules. It meets. You got a subject, and a verb. Makes sense in every word. Add a capital letter and a punctuation mark. And now our sentence has all its parts. But remember, subject and verb and complete sense. Capital letter and a pen mark too. Our sentence is complete, and now we're through.
Joe, your turn. Go.
That was good.
Sing it.
Oh, I don't know it. I couldn't even say that. That was good.
Every time before the locker room, they
It wasn't
educate
Christmassy,
us.
but I liked it.
Yeah, and it's very educational.
It is,
I said
yes.
this.
It is very.
And this radio show is all about being educational.
Yeah, it helps you with your vocabulary, you know. With your
Yes, it does.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Where are we at next week?
No idea.
We're at Joe's.
My house.
Joe's. All right.
Oh,
Thanks.
yeah, we do have to give a shout out.
Yeah,
girls, go ahead and shout it out. Who you guys want to give a shout out to? Ray! That's our other superstition. We have to have Ray as our bus driver. Everywhere we go. So, Ray Skelton, yes.
Ray Skelton's the bus driver.
Hats off to you, Ray.
I know. He got a little tired too with all those games, but he still he went through it. So, shout out to Ray, right?
Well, Ray's excited. He got to drive the bus through the
escort. That's right.
That'd be exciting. Joe, that should be something you might want to look forward to doing. Driving a bus.
You know what? I might take over for Ray. He's gone.
When Ray retires, I'll be bus driver. All right, that's going to do it for us here for the cheap seats. We're at Jake's. Come in here today. Got a good sale going on. Come in, make it your own. That's his slogan.
It's all price to move.
Price to move. All right, next week we'll be downtown at Joe Ryan Country Financial. Thanks for tuning in.
Good day. I don't say good.